It's Mystic Mod here to talk to you about this full moon in Aquarius happening at 9 degrees at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please do adjust for your location on planet Earth because it might be different if you are not in the Pacific Standard Time area. So there's so much to talk about. We'll just start with what Aquarius means. Aquarius is an air sign. It means it's a mental energy, it's communication, it's ideas, it's kind of the genius, rebel, and revolutionary of the zodiac. It is where we are individuals, but it's also has to do with group structures and group thinking. In our chart, the 11th house, which Aquarius rules, is our house of friendships, but our groups of people and our community and how we relate to one another. But it is also the big picture. It's our hopes and dreams and our destiny. So that's coming through really strongly for themes this full moon. So the planetary alignments, the other planets have been really showing up and are making some really strong aspects to each other that are really helping us take a look at the big picture of our lives, but also the world. We have Saturn in Pisces, exactly opposite Mercury in Virgo. So just to back up, Aquarius is like what we're really meant to be doing at this moment is to be taking a really good, strong look at our lives and seeing like what isn't working for us. And yes, we're always supposed to be doing that with these moon cycles, right? But this really is that time. This is the time to be dismantling the structures that aren't working. Are you happy with your financial situation? Are you happy in your relationships? Are you happy with yourself? We have the Venus retrograde really helping us take a look at our lives and ourselves and see what we are worth. Venus really has to do with our worth, our self-worth, how we value ourselves, what we feel we are capable of, what we feel like we deserve financially, how we spend our money, how we make our money, how we are in relationships, what we attract in and what we give out to others. So that is making a square to Uranus, which is one of the planets that rule Aquarius right now. So there's really something coming in to help shake that up, and things are becoming really clear about where we need to change our beliefs about ourselves, the way we spend our money, the way we make our money, what we deserve, how we are in relationships, what we feel like we deserve in relationships, what we are able to put up with and what we're no longer able to put up with, right? So that is like one of the very clear themes that are coming through that are really supporting this Aquarian full moon. Because what happens at full moons is the sun is shining a light at a spot that needs to be illuminated, needs to be made aware of. So that is what is happening right now. Also, as I said, we have Mercury in Virgo, where Virgo is the sign where things get disseminated and analyzed and picked apart and put together, and Mercury rules Virgo, so it's in its home sign right there, and it really likes to be there, and it's opposite Saturn in Pisces. I see Pisces as being our big dreams. It's like the things, it's like our fantasies, it's like our higher selves, almost like where we want, what do we really want out of life? And so with Mercury opposite Saturn in Pisces, then we really have the ability to be like, okay, well, this is where I'm trying to go, and this is like what I need to be doing in order to get there, right? So we're really getting this extra bump of like mental energy of being able to sit down and analyze what we need to be doing, where we need to be going, trying out new ideas, having epiphanies and aha moments, but really being able to take that time to do some research on what we need to be doing to get to our dreams. So what else do we have here? We also have Mars in Virgo right now, which is also bringing that motivation, that drive, that like, yes, let's get after it. Let's make this happen. What can we do with our daily routines to support this life that we're really trying to get to? And then, of course, we have Pluto squaring the moon's nodes. So whenever we have a planet squaring the moon's nodes in evolutionary astrology, it's called a skipped step. It's like you have to resolve this step in order to get where you're trying to evolve to in this lifetime. Pluto is transformation, it's death, it's a release, it's sex, it's power. So really having Pluto square the moon's nodes is just like an extra push of just like, how are we going to get there? Like, no, you can't ignore this. So something has been coming up in your life in the past couple weeks, especially. Maybe there's a nagging anxiety of like, oh, this just isn't working, or man, I'm stressed about money, or I need to get out of here. Like that's what's been coming up for me. It's just like, how do I travel? Like, I feel like I have too much stuff. It's like holding me back. And that is another thing that happened, that theme that came through for the new moon, is it was really about what can we release or repair to lighten our own frequency. Our things, our physical things, but our emotional things, like holding on to past traumas or holding on to things, that relationships or whatever, that aren't really serving our highest good. Maybe you're staying in a job because you feel like you need it because of the money, but you just hate it. It's like bringing your vibe down, right? So it's learning to release or transform that which needs attention in order to lighten your own vibration, so we can get to where we're trying to manifest, what dreams we're trying to manifest. That Saturn in Pisces area of our chart. So right now, the most important thing to be thinking about is what structures in your own life need to be transformed and revamped. Like, what about your daily routines? What about your physical stuff? Do you have too much? Can you go through it? Can you release stuff? Are you attached to a certain way of life? Do you feel like you need to live in America? Do you feel like you need to live in California? Can you open yourself up to new ideas about the way that life can happen? Because Aquarius is about big ideas, big things, big changes, big picture. What are you wanting for yourself? That Venus in retrograde in Leo is like really helping you get clear about what is important to you. What do you value? So what structures, what beliefs about yourself, what need to be torn down? What needs to be revamped, remodeled, rebuilt, reconstructed to help support you and get you to that place that you're trying to go? So I picked some cards about this full moon, and of course, we get the Three of Wands. This is envisioning the future. This is, you can't tell because the sea is actually, it's like yellow. They made it yellow for some reason, but he's like looking over the horizon, beyond, into the unknown. He's looking overseas. This is about being able to get past your own horizon point, to look into the unknown and be like, what is there for me? That is what this Mercury in Virgo opposite Saturn in Pisces is asking us to do. It's just like, there's some things, there's so much more out there that you don't know than you do know. So this is like taking a look beyond, from above, taking a good objective look at your life and seeing what needs to change. And then I also got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is the Hanged Man is asking you to release, let go, surrender. But there is also an element of community to this, because he is also a martyr. It's like, where can you be more helpful? Where can you be less willful? Where can you be willing to release what you want in order to help get the whole community to where it needs to be? We need to start caring more about each other, like desperately. We live in a society that really values just the individual, and we really need to be getting to a place where we are helping each other, collaborating and not competing, releasing what we want and being more willing to help others and more compassionate. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please let me know in the comments. Share with your friends. I would appreciate it so much. I'm also going to be doing a online new moon workshop this upcoming new moon. I'll give out more information about that if you've always wanted to join, but you weren't able to because of location. So keep an eye out for that. And happy full moon.